living in a Hiroshima moment, so says military strategist Frank Sauer about the world of artificial intelligence. This cutting-edge technology is being put to use by the world's militaries. Autonomous weapons systems are already on the battlefield in Ukraine and Gaza, using big data and drones. AI is helping military planners select targets, program strikes without human input. And it's also being used to fly jets. Anthony Pfaff joins us now. He's a research professor for strategy, the military profession, and ethics at the Strategic Studies Institute of the U.S. Army War College. Thank you so much for being here. That Hiroshima moment was mentioned at this meeting of representatives of some 140 countries that recently convened to talk about the dangers of AI and robots. What's your assessment of where we are? Is the genie still in the bottle, out of the bottle? Where are things with AI and military use?
Yeah, well, hey, John, thanks for inviting me here, and I'm very glad to be here and to talk to you about this. Certainly the genie's out of the bottle. I just don't know that. I don't know that we're exactly at that Hiroshima moment, because I think there's a lot of hype about what this technology can do and how it works, and how it, and the role of humans in making it work. So right now, to get a really good targeting model, it requires a lot of data. For example, if you want to find a tank on a battlefield, you have to have a lot of images of a tank or other kinds of sensor data linked to a tank in all kinds of environments, because lighting, angle of the sun, time of the year, all sorts of little things can change the, how the model interprets what it's seeing. So structuring that kind of data can be kind of expensive and time consuming, and certainly error prone. And so what I know is that, many of these systems, they're facilitating human decision making, but they're not as effective without that human in the loop.
And yeah, the U.S. and China are expected to hold arms control talks, if that's even the way you talk about it, over AI. They're going to meet and talk about AI. What does that say to you about the status of this technology if those two countries are meeting to talk about its use?
Yeah, no, another good point. And as I understand those talks, the focus is using AI in control, nuclear system control, in systems that control nuclear weapons. And you certainly, it's not the case that they don't raise issues, because where you are using it, you do set conditions for what we call automation bias, where you kind of rely on the machine more than you actually should. And there are ways to kind of deal with that, but in something as serious as, say, a nuclear control system, you don't want to take any chances. So that's certainly good, and the technology will certainly advance, I think. However, at the moment, I think there's like I said earlier, I don't think it's quite doing exactly what people think it is, and even what some people are using it saying it's doing. In many cases, the AI is getting a unmanned aerial vehicle, for instance, out to an area, but it's still the human who has to do the targeting for that machine to be effective.
And finally, briefly, if it's possible, how's the Defense Department thinking through these? We may not be there yet, but how are they thinking through the ethical challenges of this when the Pentagon actually does get there?
No, that's a great question. What I would give the DoD fairly high marks for actually taking these kinds of questions on in the beginning. At the outset, regulations were published ensuring human control. They've adopted a responsible AI strategy. They've engaged industry and elsewhere in terms of what kinds of controls and protocols need to be in place to ensure the machines are engineered to function ethically, because that's kind of what distinguishes AI from, say, other systems, that you've got to engineer the ethics into it from the outset. It's not something you can really do on the back end, because these things, their capabilities can change over time and how you use it. So if those things aren't in there in the beginning, you might have a hard time integrating that there in the back end.
Dr. Anthony Pfaff, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.